Hello. We are going to start looking at what transesterification is. Some of us struggle to understand this process. What process? Transesterification. But it's not going to be that difficult. Okay? Firstly, we need to go back to our previous lesson. You remember our previous lesson? Or previous video? What did we do in our previous video? We made an oil. If you can remember, we used a 1 molecule of a glycerol and 3 molecules of fatty acid. Where did we get these fatty acid? I think it's a stearic acid from the data booklet. So 3 fatty acid, 1 glycerol, esterification reaction, which is a condensation reaction, right? We made a triglyceride plus 3 water molecules. Yeah, 3 water molecules. So what is this triglyceride called? It's an oil. Why do we need to have oil? Because in order to make biodiesel through transesterification, we need oil. Is that right? So that is why we made this oil. As a matter of fact, we are not the one who is making this oil. This process happens inside the plant. Okay, inside a plant, this process happens. If that was olive oil, it could be animal related fat. In that case, it is going to be made inside a animal cell. But I said this is olive oil or plant oil, which is made inside a plant cell. Now we made the oil. Okay. Now listen, we are about to learn transesterification. So we need to have this oil to start with. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to stop this video for a moment. Then I'm going to rewrite these molecules, this side of the board, so that we can add alcohol to this oil and we can learn the transesterification process. Are you ready? Okay, so first let's get this molecule or the oil copied onto this side of the board so that we can understand the transesterification process. All right, let me come back to you in 2 minutes. See you soon. Bye. All righty. Now we are ready to do transesterification. As I said to you before, in order to do transesterification, we need to start with oil. This is our oil. Remember, we made this oil in our previous video. Okay? Not the previous video, at the beginning of the video. All right, that's our oil. Now we are about to do transesterification. Let's write a heading called transesterification. I want you to do that. So in your book, can you please write a heading called transesterification? Transesterification. Transesterification. Okay? Okay, one of the important process that you need to understand for your exam and for your SACs. So we started the transesterification process with the oil. I say the same thing over and over again. Anyhow, so if you can remember the word equation for the transesterification, we started with, or we have to start with, 1 triglyceride. Triglyceride. Okay, what's a triglyceride? Which is oil. So oil is a triglyceride, okay? That's a triglyceride. So we are going to start with oil. 1 triglyceride. Do you remember what you need to add for the to make a biodiesel molecule through transesterification? I would say 3 biodiesel molecules through transesterification. We need to add. What do you need to add? We need to add alcohol. 3 molecules of alcohol. All right. So 3 alcohols. 3 molecules of alcohols. 1 triglyceride plus 3 molecules of alcohol. What are you going to make? You are going to make glycerol. Oh my god, sorry about that. Glycerol plus 3 molecules of biodiesel. Alright. So 1 triglyceride plus 3 molecules of alcohol. You are going to make 1 glycerol and 3 molecules of biodiesel. This is what's called transesterification. Alright, let's start making a biodiesel through transesterification. Now, in order to do that, you need 3 molecules of alcohol. Okay, let's start using methanol. Alright, so this is 1 molecules of methanol, and we need to have another one like so. You see? Okay, another molecules of methanol. 2, and we need to have another one. Right, now we got the methanol, 3 molecules of methanol lined up. Is that clear? Now we got them lined up. Now we are about to make transesterification. All right. To do that, we are going to follow 3 steps. First step is this. Write it down in your book. First step is go to the oil molecule or triglyceride and draw a line between the 2 oxygen of the ester functional group. Now you know that this is the ester functional group, right? This is the ester functional group. You see the ester functional group here. So draw a line separating the 2 oxygens of the ester functional group. Is that clear to you? Make sure you remember these steps. Now you drew a line separating those 3 ester functional groups, oxygen of the ester functional group. Okay. Now the next step. Put a circle around the hydroxyl hydrogen. Put a circle around the hydroxyl hydrogen. Now, you know that we need to make the glycerol. In other words, we need to get the glycerol out of this triglyceride. How are we going to do that? So move this edge, move the hydroxyl edge towards the glycerol molecule, because we are trying to separate the glycerol out. You see, we are moving that and going to join that with the oxygen, because you need to make the glycerol. Righty. You see that? You move that hydrogen to the left hand side of that line so that you can make the glycerol. Okay. Now I'm going to make the glycerol. Have a look at that. How I make the glycerol. Okay. All right. So we start with the edge. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see how it's going to work. Man, is it 2 o'clock almost? It doesn't matter. Here. Oh, we are about to make the glycerol. Here we come. Here comes the hydrogen from the alcohol. So look at this. That hydrogen from the alcohol. See? Yeah? Do you see this? We made the glycerol. As a matter of fact, that's the byproduct. We don't need glycerol. We want to make biodiesel. Now we are about to join the rest of the parts. What are the rest of the parts? fatty acid part of the triglyceride and the rest of the alcohol come together to make another ester, which is a biodiesel. So you are joining these two parts to make another ester, which is a biodiesel. Let's do that. Right. Plus, I'm going to say plus here. Look, okay. I'm going to take this part, CH3, you see that? CH3, CH2, 4, then C, double bond O, look at that, that is the double bond O, but I'm drawing the semi-structural formula of this biodiesel molecule. Oh, now I'm going to join the what part? The alcohol part. Alcohol part has got oxygen, which is what? Oh, this is that oxygen, then CH3. Oh, that is the biodiesel molecule. This is biodiesel. Now, as you can see, we just made a biodiesel molecule. Now you can make two other biodiesel molecules. I didn't mean to say two other. You have to make 3 of these molecules, because with the what I'm trying to say is this. So you get this part going out with this part, and then again these two parts, they get connected to make 3 biodiesel molecule. Let me put 3 here. Now let me write the this is the semi-structural formula. Let me write the biodiesel molecule expanding the ester functional group, so you can understand that clearly. Okay, here. Right. Okay. Oh, look at that. We made the biodiesel molecule. So that's the biodiesel molecule. So we, as you know, we have to make 3 of these. Right? Now, this is the same. Don't get it confused. This is the same. In this version of the biodiesel molecule, I'm showing the ester bond clearly. So this is the production of biodiesel through transesterification. Now, questions. Sir, why do you call this transesterification? Trans. What is trans? You are transforming a ester, which is oil. Oil is a ester. Triglyceride is a ester. Ester. You are transforming a ester into another ester. Look at that. Biodiesel is also an ester. That is what is called transesterification. You transform a one ester into another ester. Is that clear? That is what is called transesterification. This is the process you need to understand. Transesterification. So what I want you to do, I want you to watch all these 3 videos. In the first video, what did we do? We learned how to use esterification to make a biodiesel molecule. In the second video, what did we do? I said, in order to understand the transesterification, you need to know, or you need to understand how triglyceride or oil is made. We made a video in which I explained how a triglyceride is made in plant cell. In the last video, in this video, what did we do? We learned the transesterification process. So what I want you to do, watch these 3 videos, make your own notes. It is really, really important. You draw these out, you follow these steps, you practice. In our classes, in our SAC preparation class and in our normal classes, we will do more of these, more questions related to transesterification. This is just the foundation. We need to improve our understanding doing so many questions. Okay, Don't think that just because of you know this, you will be able to do exam questions. No, we need to do more practice. At the same time, we need to do different types of questions. Okay, I will do another video where we look at some of the difficult questions related to transesterification. Is that all? Is that all? What? Are we going to do more questions? Of course we are going to do more questions. All right. So that is all for now. I will come back to you with another video. Love you for loving chemistry. Thank you. Bye.